Alright, so as you know by now, I'm finally caught up on the new Pokemon anime. I wonder what tomorrow's episode will be. Whatever it is, I sure am excited. Wait, what? What's up everyone, my name is Shiny Zoroark, but you can call me Zoro, and welcome to what is my first ever Pokemon anime review. This is going to be a shorter style of video where I hit the bigger parts of the episode and sort of interpret them in my own way, as well as give my thoughts on the overall episode. And what a way to start, as this is a fun one. It opens up with Go and Ash having some sort of contest to see who can draw Garchomp better. Ash clearly won this. I mean, Go's looks like a bunch of scribbles. At least you're able to somewhat figure out what Ash is drawing. So Ash and Go make it into Littleroot Town, and there are some minute details that I, as well as many others, have noticed, such as Littleroot being on the coast like it was in the Advanced Generation series, when we know from the games that it shouldn't be. This is just a minute little continuity detail that I really like. We also see some things that do kind of take inspiration from the games, such as the map on the Rotom phone and the Pokemon Center. That being said though, they make it into Littleroot Town for the Beautifly migration, but that's more of a side thing as this episode takes a different focus, and that's what seems to be the increasing decline of Go and Raboot's relationship. It's no secret that Raboot has seemed off since he evolved, and it's brought to the forefront in this episode. On their walk to the Pokemon Center, Ash has a little comedic conversation with Go, and honestly, I'm really liking their character dynamic so far. It's just wholesome and friendly jokes like these that shows how close the characters have gotten already. A joke that really stands out in this episode is when Ash says a Beautifly should take the headwind or whatever just because it would be harder, and Go drops this on us. Who the hell needs Ash Greninja when you have Ash Beautifly? Then they have to wait a few days for the migration, so they rest up at the Pokemon Center, and Raboot goes out for a quick little smoke, cause he's a fire type. Go notices this, and throughout the next day, Raboot keeps being rude. Ash and Pikachu have this really fun moment, and Go sees how close they are, which only aids to the sadness he feels because of how distant Raboot has become. Eventually, all of his bottled up tension explodes in front of everyone, but the lady that sold them the apples brushes it off as a rebellious phase. This scene was a pretty big part of the episode and showed one of the first big emotional scenes from Go in this series. The next day, Ash and Go finally witness the Beautifly migration, and honestly, I absolutely loved this scene. Of course, Go wanted to catch a Silcoon for his Pokedex, and maybe Ash wanted to battle them, but when they saw how majestic the event was, they were stunned. Once again, this scene was a really meaningful moment for the guys. They literally didn't even have to say it out loud to know exactly what they meant in this scene, and that speaks volumes. Then at night, they follow Raboot out to where he had been sneaking off, and apparently he was hanging out and dancing with two Zigzagoons and a Lombre. He eventually gives the wild Pokemon some of the apples from earlier, and this really showed us that even though Raboot's personality had changed from evolution, the thoughtful and caring Scorbunny was still on the inside. Then there was a sort of dance battle between Raboot's gang and some Loudred, and this scene was just fun. It even got the attention of some of the wild Pokemon, and overall this was a wholesome climax to the episode. Go saw how happy Raboot was, so that morning he decided it would be best to leave him behind. When he told Ash at the train station though, Ash made sure he was doing what was best for the both of them. He spoke from past experiences from an episode we all know from back in the day, and this is the kind of continuity I love with Ash Ketchum. Go realizes his mistake and runs back to get Raboot, and during that we see a very heartbreaking montage of him and Raboot's history, and honestly this actually got to me. I thought they were actually going to be separated. I didn't cry or anything because I was certain if they were separated they would reunite in the next few episodes, but wow. What a really well made episode. Overall, the episode is very great for the development of Go and Raboot, and it also included that subtle callback to a moment from Ash's past. I suck at giving like a 1 out of 10 ranking, so instead I'm just gonna say this episode was above average. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my first ever Pokemon anime review. Like I said, this is the first, but also the last one for a while because as you all know by now, the Pokemon anime is cancelled. I won't be able to make a video about the new episodes anymore, and that sucks, but it's for the best. We are in an unpredictable time, and it would really suck if something happened to the writers, voice actors, and the rest of the people who make this show what it is. I hope everyone stays healthy during these times. Make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss my next Pokemon anime video. Let me know your thoughts on this episode in the comments, and with all of that out of the way, my name is Shiny Zoroark, and I bid you adieu.